So I've never made a video before where I just discuss Call of Duty Zombies. Before I get into the main topic of the video, I want to just go through my history with the franchise. I started with Black Ops 1, and I didn't play Zombies at first because it absolutely scared the shit out of me. I'd be on the menu with the CRT screen, and I would switch it to Zombies, and just from seeing them on all the CRT screens in the main menu, it scared me too much. I remember my older brother, he did show me the mode once, and I think the Samantha laughing sound actually made me cry like when I was very young. And so I didn't play it for a long time, but eventually I got into it, and I think it wasn't too long before Black Ops 2 was coming out, and I never played Black Ops 2, I never had my own copy, I should say. I went to other people's houses, and I played it, but still to this day I don't own a copy of Black Ops 2 on anything. I do want to get it eventually, and I also have gone back to World at War, and I've tried that. I just didn't have that when that came out, that was years later. So I never really played Black Ops 2 Zombies. That was before I got grabbed by consumerism, and Black Ops 2 came out and I just thought, well, I'm still enjoying the first one, so I'm just going to play this one. And so I kept playing Black Ops 1 all the way up until Black Ops 3 came out, and I still remember that. That's a big memory for me. And Black Ops 3 has sort of shifted to the side for me. I really like it, but I don't like it as much as I used to. I think my favourite of all time is Black Ops 1, and there is probably a lot of nostalgia speaking for that, but I do still really like Black Ops 3. I never really played any of the non-Treyarch games for Zombies specifically. I played the multiplayer for some Advanced Warfare and such, but I never really got into the Zombies for non-Treyarch. But as soon as I got into playing Black Ops 3, I've played every Treyarch Zombies except for what's it called? Vanguard. I never got into Vanguard. I never played that once. I don't own it. I do enjoy modern Zombies, not as much as the old games. I think I don't think the mechanics are as good. It's just not really my thing. I know people, I have friends, and also I have a family member that enjoys the newer Zombies, and I think they enjoy it more. But it's just personally not my favourite style of how it's been made. I think it's more focused on the sandbox rather than the survival, and I prefer the survival over the sandbox. And I've been thinking about how I enjoy the maps for the newer games, but I don't have as much of an attachment to them as I do with the older games, and I've sort of been wondering why, and a lot of that will be nostalgia. I played Call of Duty when I was a lot younger, and I made a lot of memories with it, I made a lot of friends with it. But I don't think it's that alone, because I've played, I think there's more to it, and I think my biggest issue that I've come to a conclusion of searching for in my brain is just the open spaces. I'm not a fan of how every map pretty much just has these big open spaces, because it just feels like it plays the same every time. If you go on Terminus and you go to the cannon area and you train zombies around that little big square section, and then you do the same thing on Liberty Falls in the bowling area, in the bowling alley, it's exactly the same gameplay, other than the special zombies, like the elite zombies, that changes things a little bit, but the method of training is exactly the same. But then if you go back and you play the very first Zombies map, Nakdur Toten, and you're in the box room, that's still a big open space, but there's pillars in the way, and you wouldn't think that the pillars do too much, but the way that the pathfinding for the AI of the zombies, and sometimes I got stuck on the pillars, it completely changes the way that you train them around the room. And so it's just the art direction for the current maps are really good in my opinion, but the best strategy in the maps is pretty much all the same. And I think that's just my biggest issue with modern Zombies maps, is those big open spaces that just ruin kind of the art that the rest of the map has created, because it all starts to jumble into one memory, if that makes sense. Like, it's just everything gets jumbled together in my mind because the gameplay feels exactly the same for all of them. The only one in Black Ops 6 that I can think of that changes that is maybe The Reckoning, but I'm not a huge fan of that either. And this comes to another thing that I'm not a huge fan of, is they had an issue in Cold War with, I forget the name of the map actually. I think it was the last DLC for that game with the giant pyramid. I forgot what it's called. Let me Google this. COD Cold War Final Zombies DLC. Forsaken, that was it. Forsaken had an issue where you would be using teleporters to get around the map, and it just ruined the flow. I think another great thing about old Zombies is how the only time that you really ever get a break, other than when like you used goblins in Black Ops 3, but other than that, the only time that you ever got a break is when the round is changing. At all other times, you're being relentlessly chased, and it doesn't give up until you kill that last one, and you get just a few seconds of like breathing room. And in the later games, there's just so much flow that is ruined, and this, I don't think it's as bad in Black Ops 6 as it is in Cold War, but even with the last map, The Reckoning, it had the same issue with the elevators where you just watch an animation happen and you don't have to worry about anything. And as I said, I haven't played Black Ops 2, so I don't know how it compares to Die Rise. I've heard a lot of conflicting opinions on that, but I'd be willing to bet that, in my opinion, what we have now, like with The Reckoning, is that I think that elevator system is worse because you just watch an animation and you get to breathe, and I don't like that. I mean, it's a survival game. I don't want to be able to feel safe until I hear that round change noise and I'm like, oh my god, I can quickly do something, or so that's my own personal conclusion for why I don't like the maps as much and why they just aren't sticking with me. Like, even with as good as the art direction is, it's just, each map just feels too safe. I think that both the open spaces and the lack of flow throughout maps, due to like animations and other things, like just ways of getting around the map that break the immersion for me a little bit. They both play into feeling more safe than I think I should, and it's all the maps just jumbling together in my mind when I think of them. I haven't played Black Ops 7 yet. I don't plan on buying it yet. Maybe in the future, I don't know, but I don't have any plans for it at the minute. It's not interesting me. But I have seen a few other creators try the new map, and the art direction looks really good, but as well, it's just the open space. It's just the first thing that I saw is how much it's just going to play like the others, and it's not going to feel like a new experience. And new experiences, I think, can be had. I think there's still a lot more experimentation that you can do in maps than I think a lot of the player base realise, because of how much they've been stuck in just some of the designs just feeling very similar. But in my opinion, as much as I'm not interested by Black Ops 7, from what I can see, I think a lot of issues are slowly getting solved. I don't think they're getting solved. I don't think they're getting solved as fast as they should or could be. But I think it's just a team that is slowly trying to find the right way to do it. And like I said, I prefer the old mechanics, and I think they're too stuck on doing it this new way. But I think they are making improvements with each title. And so, whilst I don't plan on getting the game yet, I am interested to see through other creators what the DLC holds and seeing if any of these things get improved, which I'm hoping they do. And that's pretty much all I'm going to talk about. I think I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for listening to me just talk. I didn't script any of this. I just went on a little talk. But yeah, thank you. Bye bye.